Well, you folks asked for it, and I'm gonna give it to you. We're talking about the failed Monsignor Martinez live-action pilot.
Well, at least we got rid of the cocaine.
Do you think I will leave it for the bodyguards to sniff? Huh?
Oh, come on, man!
Hey folks, welcome to Squirrel Tactics. Like, subscribe, check out the Patreon, let's do this. Okay, so a little history real quick. In 2000, the Fox Network commissioned a pilot for a live-action version of Monsignor Martinez. The pilot was titled In the Beginning and was written by Mike Judge, Greg Daniels, and Jim Dotrieve, with Argentinian actor Ivo Cucurita starring as Monsignor Martinez. Fox decided not to go forward with the show, nor did they ever air the pilot, and it was just kind of forgotten about. A few copies existed out there in the world. Supposedly Mike Judge's copy was stolen when his studio was broken into, and it actually wasn't until 2020 that a Reddit post by Juanito Say, or however you say it, claimed to have a copy, and the user would later release a short clip, but never the whole episode. But luckily for mankind, in 2021, Gabriel Ernesto Cabal did the Lord's work and uploaded the pilot to YouTube. I'll go ahead and post a link to it in the description. I recommend you go watch it, and it seems to be the complete episode and is the only version that I have found available. Anywho, enough dilly-daddling, let's get to the episode. It starts with the Monsignor aboard an airplane complaining to the stewardess that he was supposed to be in first class, but it was full, but he sees an empty seat up there.
Yeah, excuse me, madam.
Yes.
I would like to sit up there. I was told first class was full, and yet I see an empty seat next to that drab man.
She explains to him that the man is Kevin Nealon, but the Monsignor is willing to sit next to him anyway.
That's Kevin Nealon. He used to be on Saturday Night Live.
I'm willing to sit next to him.
But Kevin Nealon apparently purchased 2 seats so as not to be disturbed, which does not faze Monsignor at all.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nealon purchased both seats.
He's but one man. He cannot sit in 2 seats.
And he eventually lets it go, telling her that he'll pray for them in the most menacing way possible.
Mr. Nealon doesn't like to be disturbed. I'm sorry.
I will pray for you. And for this, Kevin Nealon.
We find out that the flight is heading to San Diego when the woman next to him asks him why he's going there, and she's surprised by his answer.
I am going to kill Cuaderno and stop him from spreading his poison through the bloodstream of America.
Oh, I see.
She then voices her confusion over a Catholic priest traveling to kill someone.
I'm sorry, but it's just, I didn't think the Catholics were in favor of killing.
And the Monsignor explains that he's not a Catholic priest, but rather was a member of the Guanajuateño.
I am not a Catholic priest. I am a Guanajuateño, and we are not in favor of killing either.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I looked into it and I couldn't find much about Guanajuateño other than it being the name of a spring in Mexico as well as an electronics wholesaler. But Guanajuato is a city and state within the country of Mexico, so I'm guessing that it's an order from that region. Anywho, he then tells her a story about a nun back home that was having issues balancing her spiritual beliefs and her physical needs.
What's troubling you, Graciela?
I'm still struggling with my earthly desires, Monsignor Martinez. It is hard to become a spiritual being when I was born a being of the flesh.
He gave her words of encouragement, but also rubbed his hand on her cheek, which had an effect on her.
Do not worry, my child. Soon, you will complete your vows and be married to the Lord.
His enemy, a man named Cuaderno, came into the church for confession, but more to brag, I suppose, would be the word to use here.
I am expanding my drug operations in America, specifically San Diego.
Any person with such knowledge would have to be killed, would he not? Even me.
But you are just a priest. I am not afraid of you.
And he does not like it when the Monsignor states that perhaps he should be afraid, saying that he is not the mouse but rather the cat.
Perhaps you should be afraid of me, Senor Cuaderno.
I am afraid of no one. I taunt my enemies. I tell them exactly what I am doing and dare them to catch me. My enemies think I am the mouse, but I am the cat.
The Monsignor then tells him that he will give him his penance, and the two both pull out weapons to kill each other.
I will give you your penance, but you must put your ear very near so that it may hear the word of God.
Yes, Father. And you put your lips close so that my poor ear may hear your whispers.
And at that point, well, I think old Willem Dafoe put it the best.
There was a firefight!
The two fire at each other until they run out of ammo, but the altar boy helps the Monsignor out with a reload, leading to the altar boy's death by falling statue.
Here, follow!
Quaderno fled, and we find out that this had happened rather recently.
Before I could kill him, the coward Quaderno fled from me like a monkey from a tiger. And all of this happened last Wednesday.
The woman then asks if the Monsignor will be visiting SeaWorld while in San Diego, and he gives an interesting response.
If there is time after I have killed Quaderno, I would very much like to visit SeaWorld.
Monsignor Martinez arrives at the airport before the man sent to meet him, no less, and we're introduced to John Smith, played by David Herman. And yeah, in my opinion, John Smith is the best thing in this pilot.
I am Monsignor Martinez.
I am sorry I am late, Monsignor Martinez. My name is John Smith from the Mansack and Gold Investment
We
Group.
will begin your customer service by putting my bags into the Cadillac Eldorado you have rented for me.
It's explained that the car he wanted wasn't available, and instead he got an Aspire, meaning a Ford Aspire, which was the North American name for the second generation of the Ford Fiesta that was made until 1997, meaning that it was at least 3 years old at the time, and the Monsignor calls it a donkey.
They didn't have a Cadillac, actually, but I did get you an Aspire.
Does it have leather seats?
No,
White wall tires?
no,
Spoke wheels?
no.
You did not get me a car. You got me a donkey.
He tells John that they'll instead take John's car, which of course is also an Aspire.
We'll take your car.
I also drive an Aspire.
Go get your donkey.
While waiting for the donkey, a boy runs up to the Monsignor claiming that the people with him are not his parents.
Father! Father! Help me! These people aren't my parents! Your son?
All right, Tony, knock it off. Don't bother the priest.
Tony, are these your parents?
No! I swear to God! Look at me! I'm Mexican!
The Monsignor notices what looks to be cocaine in the boy's bag, and he decides to play along.
Some children do have vivid imaginations. You should hear what altar boys sometimes say about priests.
By the way, at this point, the whole Catholic priest altar boy thing was still being covered up by the church, but it was becoming more well known. He offers to pray with them, but it's all a ruse.
I will say a quick prayer for you and be on my way. Del Padre, del Hijo, del Espíritu Santo.
He gets the boy to safety, and the couple flees, leading to a foot chase onto the tarmac.
Hey, here, Tony.
Followed by a car chase with each side using luggage carriers and the Monsignor using a suitcase to avoid gunfire. But the couple isn't watching where they're going, causing them to be sucked into a jet engine with a little help from the Monsignor.
Vaya con Dios.
He tells the boy, who's named Tony, that he will take him home, and it's on the drive that John finds out that the Monsignor killed someone while he was getting the car.
That was so cool how you killed those people.
You killed somebody while I was getting the car?
I only led them into harm's way. It was God's will that they were consumed by the jet.
The Monsignor asks Tony where he got the backpack, and he pulls out the cocaine that Tony was going to be used to mule.
Tony, where did you get this bag?
A man gave it me before I got on the plane. He said it was candy.
Tony, this is not candy for a child. It is often called nose candy, a deadly evil drug.
And John is really not happy with the fact that he now has cocaine in his car in addition to the passenger killing someone.
Is that cocaine? Okay, I'm done.
No, you're not. You will take Tony home.
Am I a hostage here now?
You're not a hostage. I am a valued client.
The Monsignor then tells Tony that he needs to promise to never take cocaine from a stranger again, which in all honesty is some pretty good advice to give a kid.
Tony, you must promise never to take nose candy from strangers again.
While the Monsignor's dropping off Tony to his mother, John calls his boss to explain what's going on, but his boss doesn't seem fazed at all. Probably because Monsignor Martinez is an important client for them.
Listen, this guy, Martinez, is crazy. I think he killed 2 people at the airport.
Did you see him kill anyone?
No.
Well then, as far as you know, he's just bragging.
The Monsignor meets with Tony's mother.
Thank you so much, Father, for bringing my Tony home.
You should thank our Father who art in heaven. He made sure that I was there to rescue your tender child.
And the mail comes, leading to the situation escalating much quicker than anyone would expect.
Oh Lord. He just shot at a postal worker.
I'm sure you got that backwards.
So yeah, back then going postal was still a thing. There used to be a lot of shootings that involved current or former postal employees. There were actually more than 40 people killed in these between 1970 and 1997, so it wouldn't have been that odd for a mailman to be the one shooting. John's boss tells him that it's an important client and to just deal with it.
Listen to me, Smith. Not as a counselor. You don't have a job. And I don't have a second home in Vail. And there's only one thing I like better than skiing. And that's the sex afterwards.
Back on the road, John asks about who Cuaderno is, and the Monsignor explains that he's the most powerful drug lord in Mexico and that the two have a personal past.
Cuaderno is the biggest drug lord in Mexico. I'm the devil who ravished my wife.
Your wife?
Yes, my ex-wife. My beautiful pupitre.
He then tells the story of how he walked in on Cuaderno torturing his wife after their dance contest.
We were once the finest husband and wife dance team in Guanajuato. One night, after a performance in Jalisco, I returned to my hotel room. I could hear Pupitre's piteous cries. I found Cuaderno torturing Pupitre.
Yeah, torturing his wife. Cuaderno fled before the Monsignor could kill him, and the couple split up afterward, with him joining his order and she joining one of the many convents in Las Vegas.
Before I could kill him, the coward fled from me like a hyena from a lion. Pupitre and I parted. I to enter the Guanajuateños, and she to join a convent in Las Vegas, Nevada.
John shares that his girlfriend also cheated on him, trying to show sympathy and support.
My girlfriend Trish was cheating on me too.
But it goes in a different direction from where most people would take it.
If by cheating, you mean Cuaderno was defiling Pupitre against her will, then yes, she was, as you say, cheating on me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep, denial ain't just a river in Egypt, folks. We then learn that not only did John not kill the man sleeping with his girlfriend, but the man is in fact his boss.
This man who defiled your Trish, did you kill him?
No. Actually, I'm bringing him as dry cleaning.
They arrive at the office, and John sees that someone has taken his parking spot, which apparently happens a lot, and we see that it's Tony's mom.
Damn it! Someone's always taking my parking space.
It's the kid's mother.
probably wants more money for the door.
Yeah, things just keep escalating quickly, especially when cocaine is involved.
She wants the cocaine. Everyone always wants the cocaine.
Give her the cocaine!
She wants the cocaine, but she also knows who the Monsignor is and that he's worth a lot more than the coke. Oh, and her son is apparently at home watching Power Rangers.
Yes, I will take the drugs. But you're worth even more than the drugs. I know who you are, Guanajuateño. You're coming with me.
You are a terrible mother. Where's your son?
He's at home watching Power Rangers.
She then orders them to get into her trunk, which John is really not happy with.
Get in the trunk.
What do you want me for? I'm not a one-on-one.
Get in the trunk.
So now they're in the trunk of a car that's like the one the Monsignor had wanted, I might add, and John complains about his current situation.
What am I doing here? Can't you be a normal priest? Why do you have to kill drug lords?
Because inside every evil drug lord, there's a Christian screaming to get out.
The Monsignor hears the music change and realizes that they are heading for the Mexican border.
Listen. That is Traficantes Michoacanos by Banda Machos. A classic. That means we're headed for the border.
He then asks John if he has a lighter and is disappointed with the answer.
Do you have a lighter?
I don't smoke.
Of course you don't.
John remembers that he does have a flashlight on his key ring, which is apparently not the flashlight of a man.
Wait. My key light.
It is not the flashlight of a man. Give me your baby light.
The Monsignor uses the baby light to search the trunk and finds a bullet, which he wants to break open so that the dogs at the border will smell the gunpowder and alert the authorities to the trunk.
A bullet.
Too bad Tony's mother took your gun.
The Mexican border guards will search the car when their dogs smell the gunpowder from this bullet.
That's brilliant.
He tells John to bite the bullet in order to break it open, though John is worried that it might accidentally go off in his mouth, with the Monsignor using some faulty thinking in order to persuade him.
Bite the bullet and spread the gunpowder around the trunk.
What if it goes off?
Then it is better to be the one whose mouth is the gun.
That logic is faulty.
So they arrive at the border, and John bites the bullet, and of course it goes off in his mouth, alerting the guards to their position. The mother is arrested, and the Monsignor decides that he really likes the car they were kidnapped in, and tells John to offer the guards $500 for it.
I love this car. Offer the border guard $500.
What? That's illegal. It's illegal.
I abide by God's law, not by the laws of men.
John states that he doesn't have $500 and wonders how he's going to explain buying a car from crooked border guards on his expense report.
Look, I've only got $450 left. Even assuming it's not illegal, how am I supposed to expense this? We don't have a title, we don't have insurance.
This is not a country of men.
So they get the car, and John notices that they're not heading back to San Diego, and instead they are going to one of Cuaderno's strip clubs, much to his annoyance.
Wait a minute. Where are we going? This isn't the way back to San Diego.
This is one of Cuaderno's many stripping clubs.
Cuaderno?
Yeah.
And John learns that they still have the cocaine, also much to his annoyance.
Well, at least we got rid of the cocaine.
Do you think I will leave it for the border guards to sniff? Huh?
Oh, come on, man!
When they go into the strip club, the DJ attempts to attack them, but Monsignor Martinez unarms him, and everyone runs out, with John trying to join them in their exit, but failing to do so.
Where's Cuaderno?
The Monsignor calls Cuaderno out while John hides behind the bar, and we see that Cuaderno is in fact the mailman that the Monsignor had shot at, who had been arriving at the house to pick up the cocaine.
You are scaring off all my customers, Monsignor Martinez.
Cuaderno.
You were right. He was the mailman.
He shows Cuaderno the cocaine and tells him to come get it.
I believe this was the package you came for. Why don't you come and get it?
But Quaderno has another idea and shows that Tony has been working for him all along.
I think I will send someone. Someone I know you will not shoot.
Tony, you were supposed to be watching Power Rangers at your mother's house.
Yep. See, Tony is actually an orphan that works as a drug mule for Quaderno, though the Monsignor believes that he can reform Tony.
She's not my mother. I have no parents.
He is my little mule.
I'm very disappointed with you, Tony. But there are no bad children. I can save you before you grow into an evil adult.
Quaderno then introduces his newest employee, Priscilla, the nun from earlier, much to the Monsignor's unhappiness.
Look who else works for me now.
Graciela.
Nothing gives me more pleasure than turning a good girl bad.
And we get a halfway clever joke here.
Now she will be making a habit of dancing naked.
He then orders the Monsignor to drop his gun and Priscilla to show off her birthday suit.
Drop the gun, Monsignor Martinez. Graciela! Show Monsignor Martinez your birthday suit.
Which the Monsignor is not on board with, but Priscilla is very much on board with, showing off what could be best described as a Tomb Raider style outfit underneath her nun's habit.
No! Your immortal soul, Graciela, please! I will not look!
I want you to look.
But this was all a ruse by Priscilla, leading to yet another gunfight, with John still hiding behind the bar very smartly. When the Monsignor also takes cover behind the bar, John tells him that he can't do this, that he's just an account manager, but the Monsignor declares that since he has spilled blood for the Lord, he is now part of the Guanajuateño, and that God will protect him, especially if he lies very still close to the ground.
I can't do this. I'm just an assistant account manager.
No. Look, you have given your blood for the Lord. You're a Guanajuateño. God will protect you. Especially if you lie very still on the floor.
Everyone runs out of bullets with a spare magazine on the ground near Tony, and Quaderno orders Tony to give it to him while the Monsignor tries to reason with him.
Grab that clip, Tony! Throw it to me!
Remember, Tony, there are no bad children. It is not too late for you.
Throw it to me! Throw it to me now!
Tony then turns his back on Quaderno and tosses the magazine to Monsignor Martinez, causing Quaderno to flee. He gets away, but outside the Monsignor finds a cat carrying a mouse in its mouth, a nod to Quaderno referring to himself as the cat rather than the mouse earlier, and the mouse has a matchbook in its mouth.
The cat. The mouse. The matchbook. The Flamenco Hotel in Las Vegas. Quaderno. This is not over.
And we cut to the Monsignor, John, Tony, Priscilla, and the boss's dry cleaning all heading to Las Vegas in order to get Quaderno, with John wondering how he's going to expense the whole thing.
Between the bribes and the damages, I'm going to be up to my ears in expense reports. What am I going to file all this under?
File it under God's work.
Yeah, God's work.
And the Monsignor tells him that he's doing God's work from now on.
From now on, everything you do will be God's work.
John then throws the dry cleaning out, shedding his old office life and embracing his new future as one of the Guanajuateño. And when asked why he did it, he gives an answer worthy of Monsignor Martinez.
Yeah!
Why did you do that?
Because I had no toilet to flush it down.
With this, the episode ends. The group 257 miles outside Vegas looking for revenge. Personally, I like this pilot, and I would have loved to have seen more of the Monsignor's escapades with John at his side as the plucky comic relief and sometimes straight man. Do I really think it would have caught on? Probably not. Fox put out a lot of shows that were canceled rather quickly, along with some stuff that did rather well. Personally, I was a fan of Titus that came out around the same time on Fox, but overall they weren't really great at handling shows, not that they've really gotten any better over the years. Is it worth a watch? Absolutely. Was it worth a whole season? I'd say yes. I'd have watched a season or two of it, but it probably wouldn't have lasted much longer than that. So yeah, at least after so many years, we finally get at least a taste of what could have been with Monsignor Martinez. And I'd say that it tastes pretty good. It would have gone over a lot better than that 80s show did, I could tell you that.
We love the Lord. We hate the drugs. We are the Guanajuato.